What is happening, everyone? Welcome back to our channel. Now, with our channel, we will mostly go over, heck, it's called Fantasy Football with Red 13. So it's going to be about fantasy football. There are other things too. In the description, it talks about sports and just anything in general. I'm going to have sports history. You can see some of the YouTube shorts, comedy involving sports. And I want to do something special where there's a whole bunch of stories out there a lot of people don't know about. I got it from a book. Right? Years ago, before there was any social media. And I can't wait to share some of these amazing stories that taught me about sports and just also share the knowledge. So let's get to the first one that I find one of the most craziest stories ever that a lot of people don't even know about, don't even know who this guy is. And that is Charles V Faust. Now, who the heck is Charles V Faust? He was just this skinny, everyday guy, nothing big. You wouldn't look at him and think he's a athlete, especially back then. 1911. The 1911 New York Giants, baseball Giants, had a coach who, like a lot of athletes, especially baseball players, was very superstitious. And one day this guy, Charles V Faust, comes up to him and he tells him, hey, the V in my name stands for victory. Let me get on this team. I actually spoke with a medium, a psychic, who said, if I play for the Giants, if I'm on their roster, you will win the pennant. And the coach, John McGraw, said, let's give this guy a shot. He comes out there and he's in a suit. Skinny guy, not something that you're going to go, okay, this guy's an athlete, right? If you've ever seen The Munsters, go watch the one where Herman goes and tries out for baseball. One of the funniest ones, one of my favorite. But he looks like a guy where you're like, this guy can play. Faust didn't look anything like that. So he gives him a shot. He goes out there and he says, throw me a few pitches. And when he tells him, Faust puts his arms up, has a weird spin rotation, and then just the funkiest delivery you could think of. And all of his pitches looked the same. There was nothing about him that was outstanding. Okay, the guy can't pitch much. Let's see if you can hit. Right? So he gives, you may run like Mays, Major League. So Faust comes over and gets the bat, and now the other players on the Giants are cracking up. They're like, who is this guy? Let's have some fun with this guy, right? The batting practice pitcher goes up there and he just lays the biggest cream puff. He's just like, let me just see what this guy's got. And Faust hits it. It's not like he hit it out of the park. It was just a small little dribbler, went to the infield, and then each player kind of made an error. And so Faust got to second. Then a bad throw to second. Faust got to third. Terrible throw to third. He gets it home and makes it under the slide and scores. And McGraw, not even thinking, hey, this is my team goofing around, says, hey, maybe there is something to this guy. Maybe he is a lucky charm. And that was Faust's big thing, was get me on the roster. I want to be a major leaguer. I was told the V for victory. I can bring you the pennant, man. I am a good luck charm. And McGraw bid it, hook, line, and sinker. You would never see something like that nowadays. Imagine any of us going up to a team and telling them, hey, you know what? A medium told me that. Back then, 1911, it's not like now where you got every other channel on a daytime show having a medium or psychic. Bunch of garbage pushed out there. But McGraw bid it, and he was on the team. So McGraw says, hey, you know what? You're on the team. You can travel with us. They even gave him a uniform and let him suit up, but he didn't play. And they did not give him a contract. They weren't going down that road. They said, let's see if he is a good luck charm. In 1911, the Giants did win the pennant. So McGraw's hunch was right. Faust was correct. Maybe even the medium was correct, right? Faust gets on the team. They win the pennant in 1911. Then McGraw finally says, hey, a couple games after they'd already clinched it, let's put Faust in. Let's see what he can do. So in the game Faust finally gets to play, he goes out there and pitches. And he actually gets 3 outs. He does give up a hit to the first guy. But from historical records, the team they were playing wasn't really looking to win. They didn't really care. And that inning when Faust came to bat, they had 1 out, 2 out, 3 outs. And with Faust standing on deck, the other opposing team said, heck, you know what? Let's just stay out here. Let's see what this guy can do, right? At this point, everyone knows about him. They wanted to see him. Faust hadn't been playing, right? He had been with the team for a good chunk of the season. It was early in the year when he first got on the roster, quote unquote roster. But he traveled with the team. The fans started to hear about it. The fans were like, hey, who is this guy? We see him in the uniform. We never see him play. Then the story got around that he was a good luck charm, and that did it for him. The fans wanted to see him. So even opposing teams were curious of what was going on. Can this guy even play? He's on a roster, a major league roster. So they did. They let him bat. After there was 3 outs, the opposing team stayed in the outfield. They were like, let's do it. Let's see what he can do. And he went out there, and of course, according to history, he got a slow little contact hit, and they started to have some fun with him. Kind of like their own team did when they first saw him at tryouts. And as he made it from first, and he made it from second, and players were bobbling the ball or overthrowing it, they did get him out as he came home to slide home. So he did not score, but he did actually get a registered hit, and it was all in fun. It went over so well that McGraw did let him pitch another game. So now he's got 2 games under his belt pitching, and in that one he did give up a run. So it turns out Faust, as crazy as this sounds, was a good luck charm. They not only won it in 1911, they won the National League pennant in 1912, and they won the National League pennant in 1913. So what happened in 14? The up-and-coming, surprising Braves actually won the pennant that year. Now, the crazy thing about this is Faust was kind of let go. He wanted to get back on the Giants again, and he ended up coming into an illness. So he was not able to get back on the roster. So, was it correct? Was Faust really the good luck charm? Regardless of how he did not get back to the team, he actually passed away a year later because of it. Some reports are that he had dementia. He was still a younger guy. He ended up passing away of tuberculosis, but they don't know if that was caused from being in the hospital or later on, but he did not have any signs of that earlier in his life. So pretty interesting story. Charles V Faust. Look him up and you can see even more details on him. But a guy who was a nobody comes and does try out in a suit and ends up playing on a National League championship team and helps him win 3 pennants, just as the medium said he would. Coincidence? I think not. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I will have dozens and dozens of more of these stories, as well as fantasy football stuff coming out. Feel free to look me up as well on Twitter at Red1399. That is at Red1399. Look me up, ask me any questions regarding fantasy football, and let me know if you have any funny stories you'd like to hear as well. Have a great day. Talk to you later. Peace.